Okay, so now you know about RJ's iPad switch interface. What we're going to do next is establish the connection between the interface and your iPad. So the first thing that we're going to do is, if you can follow me here on the iPad, is we're going to go to our settings. And within settings, even if you can't see the screen very well, I'll try to talk you through it. Let's go to General. And within General, there is an option for Bluetooth. We're going to select Bluetooth. And right now, my Bluetooth is set to off. I'm going to turn it on, and immediately you will see it start searching for discoverable devices. But this won't be discoverable until it's turned on. So let's go ahead. I want to plug our switch in. Here's my Jelly Bean switch. I'm going to plug it into that first input that I told you about in the last video, the one that's right next to the power button. See if we can get you to see this here. Okay, so it's in that first slot. And what we're going to do is press on that red button to power up the device. Now, I do have some trouble getting this to turn on because I can't quite reach that red button. So I'm going to use a pen. I'm just going to press down, and when you see that light start flashing, then the device will be discoverable. And we're just waiting for it to pop up here as a discoverable device. And I will also tell you that it doesn't always work the first time. And it doesn't seem to be finding it right now. So what I'm going to do is turn it off. And you'll know it's turned off because the light will turn red, flashing red, and then it stops. I'm going to press it down again, and I'm going to hold it. And we're waiting while it searches for discoverable devices. And there it is. So it's air turn is what it's called. I'm going to try to bring this closer now. Oops. Let me go back in there. Okay, it's searching again. There it is. So I'm going to come closer to you. Hopefully you'll be able to see this. You can see that it says air turn and has a string of numbers, which actually corresponds to the serial number of your device. And it says right now, not paired. So what we're going to do is actually tap on this, and it's going to pair the interface with your iPad. Let's see how long it takes for that to successfully pair. Okay, so now we're connected. What we just want to do is test the connection to make sure that the switch is actually working properly. So at this point, we can go back to the home screen, and we're going to swipe one time to bring up the search iPad screen. And at this point, you have a flashing cursor right next to the Q. And what I'm going to do is just hit my switch. If you can see it, I'm going to have to put this down so that you can see. Okay, and I'm just going to hit my switch one time. And if the switch is working, you'll actually see that there was something typed in to the search bar. And it's a tilde, which is a little squiggle mark, followed by the number 1. And if you see that in that line, in that input field, then you know that your switch is working properly. So your Bluetooth connection is established and your switch is working properly. And incidentally, if you're a 2-switch user and you have a switch plugged in to the second input right here, then you can also test that that switch is working using the same approach. But when you hit that second switch, instead of seeing the squiggle 1, you're going to see a squiggle 3. And that's how the applications that interpret the switches actually know which switch was being hit. But you don't need to worry yourself about that. That's just so that you know your switches are working. All right, so our connection is made, and the only thing left to do is actually use the switches within an app that is switch accessible. So why don't we do that next?